inspiring Uganda. Thank you so much for joining me for this particular episode. It is a new season of Entreprenuer'S Hub. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Welcome on board. Well, what needs to be done to grow your small, medium, and large-scale enterprise? That particular talk right here for that particular season are getting to know how to progress and how to sustain your growing enterprise amid its challenges of no subsidies, no tax cuts, high commodity prices, as well as fuel prices. This particular episode, I'm sitting down with Kweli Stephen. He's a young man. He's dealing into the e-commerce. It is your program, your business talk, where we share quite a lot, helping you grow your business. Well, the world at the moment is quite challenging, not forgetting our own very country, Uganda. There's lots of challenges that are ongoing, but when we share with different entrepreneurs, we get certain ideas and have the discipline on how you can grow your investment, and not forgetting having discipline with personal money. And that is to do you getting it, keeping it, and also growing it. My name is Sandra. I'm having a great guest right here from Kweli. He has a lot to share with us. Keep watching. Right on the show, it is Entreprenuer'S Hub. Just let the viewer get to know more about you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Obeli Samde, and I am the co-founder and chief executive of Kweli.shop. Kweli.shop is Uganda's largest genuine appliances and electronics store.
We are no longer into the analog. Everything is all about going digital.
Yes.
And with the recent challenges that we cannot fail to talk about, that is to do with the rising fuel prices and all that. How favorable is your business?
So you've mentioned a point that is really close to our hearts right now. Everyone is suffering from the challenges of high fuel prices, and that has led to increases in commodity prices from all categories. So what we are doing is trying to help the common person to at least cut costs in one area. Outside Kampala, that are far from Kampala, which is the hub of most products, to get these things without having to move. And we offer free deliveries to up to 14 districts. So that helps people to not feel the pinch that is caused by the high commodity and fuel prices at the moment.
Well, you have quite a lot. You'll be letting us know what exactly you have at the shop, what you deal in, and how favorable are the prices. Have you put into consideration issues to do with the commodity pricing now that you talk about it?
Of course, one thing that we usually say among the team is that nobody is willing and nobody should buy something at a higher price if they could buy it at a lower price. We do everything possible to make sure that we offer customers the very lowest prices possible on the market, the very lowest possible prices for genuine products on the market.
How have you managed to sustain, to keep on track? Because it is an inspiration for the other young entrepreneurs out there, because many have given up and have gone into other investments.
Those challenges come, and of course they came our way as well. But one thing that we have tried to do is to stick to our core value proposition, which is genuine products all through. I mean, like every single thing that has to do with us is genuine. Now, there are certain things that we sell that people cannot do without. They cannot do without these things. But they would maybe lose if they had to, they would actually lose if they had to buy something when they are not sure that it might last through the expected lifespan. Yeah, for example, if it's a refrigerator, it should last not less than 8 years. And that's the assurance that we keep giving customers. And that has kept us going, because customers know, people know that even if they spend that hard-earned money and they buy products from us, they will get value for the money. The appliances will not break down. The electronics will not break down before when they are supposed to break down. So if you buy a fridge at, say, 1 million shillings and it will last 8 to 10 years, you've literally spent 100,000 per year. Yeah? You've literally spent 100,000 per year. That's what? About 10,000, no less than 10,000 per month. So there's value for money. That's the assurance we give customers, and that has kept them coming, and that has kept our business running without major challenges.
Tell us what exactly happens on a daily running of your business, because there's quite a lot. There's looking at, are you having good products that are standard, away from the counterfeit products that we get to see in other places, and also bookkeeping, some of the discipline that someone requires to run a business. Tell us, how does your day start, or how is the running? Your bookkeeping, your maintenance, your saving box, the expenses that come through with it at the end of the month.
Wow, a lot goes on at Kweli every single day. I just do not even know how to put it, that the day starts like this and and ends like this. Kweli is built on the core of e-commerce. So there's always an ongoing set of activities in the technology aspect of the business that is running anytime and every single time. Midnight, 4 a.m., 6 a.m., it doesn't stop. It doesn't have a beginning and an end. Yeah, it's on an as-is basis. If traffic is up and maybe something is not going right, someone got to fix it. Now, that is from the technology side. But we start order fulfillment at about 9 a.m. every single day. So at 9 a.m., the order fulfillment team gets on. They go to the orders dashboard. They look at what orders are on there, and then they confirm that every item that has been ordered is actually in stock. Yeah, they do that reconfirmation that every item is actually in stock, and then reach out to the customers that ordered, because online there are fake vendors. There are people that put products online when they actually do not have or are not selling. But also there are fake customers. There are actually so many fake customers. So you receive an order, and you have to first be sure that the person that has purportedly ordered is actually a real person, and they meant to order. They were not just trying out, and they still want to receive the item. So you confirm the order with the customer. After confirming the order with the customer, then a delivery person is assigned. The delivery person gets over to the warehouse, the item is checked and then dispatched, and it gets over to the customer. So I've mentioned there's something about checking and taking to the customer. After that, we have to have the customer paying. It's a transaction, money got to exchange hands. Now, lately we are getting a growing number of customers paying for their orders in advance. But in case the customer hadn't paid in advance, we also allow payment on delivery through mobile money, mostly mobile money, Airtel and MTN, using FlexiPay. So the customer would make the payment after delivery if they're in Kampala, Wakiso, Mukono, or Jinja as well, and then that would be like the end of that order. But it is not exactly the end of it, because every single appliance or electronics product that we sell has not less than 1 year warranty. So we sell to you whatever we've sold to you, but we have a running contract with you until the expiry of your warranty. Until your warranty is expired, we have a contract with you. Yeah. So we keep on following those customers. That's on the side of fulfilling orders that have come through straight. Then we have a big number of customers that send inquiries through WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp business is one of the busiest channels that we have. So we have in the morning, as orders are being prepared to go out, also the customer experience team is attending to the customers that have sent inquiries through WhatsApp, answering whatever questions they have. And we find that many of their questions are to do with price and to do with the types of appliances. Lately we're having so many people asking for washing machines, but they do not know the types, they do not know the prices, they do not know which one is suitable for what particular scenario or use case. So as they're attending to these customers, answering those questions they have, the experience team on the site is again building content to answer those repetitive questions, like what types of washing machines do you have, or what types of washing machines are there, what size of a washing machine do I need, what kind of a cooker do I need, which one is better. all those kind of things. So we have a content marketing team. We want to call it a learning team that is always continuously engaging people before and even after they've bought these appliances. And those are always working throughout the day. There is no start, there is no end.
Well, you talked about the fake consumers at the end of the day,
Yes.
whereby later on realize they're human beings and they really want to purchase the items. What are some of the other challenges now that we're having? It's quite, with the climate change, seasons have changed, and then you have that a process of getting to the consumer, the delivery part of it. What are some of the other challenges we're facing at the moment?
I'll begin with the challenge that is facing the core of our business, which is e-commerce. Customers do not trust most online retailers because of the experiences that many have had and been told by their colleagues, by their family, friends, and stuff like that. So we find that every single day we are in a race against mistrust, trying to convince people that, you know what, Sandra, if you place an order for something, you will actually receive that item at the end of the day. That is number one. Number two is the logistics issue. Someone wants to make an order. They're somewhere in Gayaza. So they say, I am in Gayaza, bring my order. You process the order and send it. An hour, 2 hours later, the delivery person is not returning. You ask them, where are you? They say, I am still trying to locate the customer. So most places in Uganda are not well mapped. So customers do not know how to, cannot easily direct a person to where they are. Yeah? And then the fuel prices, of course, we take the hit now on behalf of our customers, but we feel it. We feel it that we have to spend so much to deliver to a customer in Bali. By the way, we offer free deliveries. Even in Bali, we offer free deliveries to all the new cities in Uganda, including Entebbe and Mukono that are upcoming. So you find that the costs are high, but we take it on behalf of our customers, but we keep feeling it. And our hope is that with time, the costs of fuel and general transportation costs will go down, and then, we will be able to at least get back some profit. Then the other issue is to do with cost of financing. Not just for us, but generally in the country. It's very, very expensive to get credit in Uganda. People ask a lot about, about buy now, pay later. You take the item and then you pay back later. There are a few companies, a few innovative enterprises that are already doing that. But you find that if someone is to take an item and they start paying for it in installments, by the end of a 12-month period, they have paid almost double of what they should have paid if they had cash. Now that makes the business very hard. When someone is told that this genuine blender is 180,000, like 180,000, that's too expensive. But that does not mean that it's too expensive. It's just that they do not have the cash to pay for it up front. Those kind of things, and it's limiting across, and that is one of those reasons that is making many people to end up taking counterfeits, and then after the counterfeits have broken down, and they have to go back in the market, and because the system has not yet changed, they go back to the system and they may again end up getting a counterfeit. So the financing challenge is another very, very big problem.
If it weren't what you're doing at the moment, I see you are a young man. I wonder where you're getting the inspiration. I know it has been tough for us, and everyone has gotten at least one or two things they've learned along the way, and they have to adjust and know how to invest right. If it weren't what you're doing at the moment, apparently, where else would you go?
That's a hard one. That's a simple one as well. Right now, we are doing what we can do with the resources we have. Myself, I'm involved in what I can do with the resources that I have. But at the end of the day, what is most sustainable is production. Yeah, because if you remember during COVID, everyone was importing from China, and then China was first the hardest hit by COVID, and then the factories there were shut, and we couldn't get products. So I would really be in manufacturing. Some sectors that are not well exploited has to do with now gas, LPG for cooking. We're importing cylinders. Recently, the government said it plans to give out cylinders for free. We're importing cylinders. We're importing oil. We're importing the gas itself that goes into those cylinders, and that keeps the costs high up there. Yeah, those are some things that I'd be interested in fixing. Making the cylinders, making the gas stoves locally, making the consumables. The consumables like now. Of late, many people are making liquid soap, yeah? But the hard soap itself, the hard soap that people use on a daily, I believe strongly that these are things that we should not be importing. Those are things that I would get strongly involved in making sure that we make the right quality and we're able to make it at scale and maybe even export to neighboring countries.
How easy or how tough for someone out there who is looking for an investment platform? Maybe they're thinking of going the way Stephen has gone, Mr. Kweli, and that's the direction they want to take. How easy is it? Is it easy as switching from having bread and having cassava in a home?
I would say if they haven't gotten yet, they're rather not getting. It's tough. It's tough. It calls for patience, it calls for endurance, it calls for being always on the lookout. Always on the lookout, because anything can happen anytime. Lots of businesses, even e-commerce businesses, collapsed as COVID got in. So people often ask us that was COVID a blessing to you? Of course, it wasn't exactly a blessing to us. When I look at it, that some businesses that were doing very well, some online businesses that were doing very well before COVID came, actually closed. There's one that closed in March. I don't remember the exact date, but in March of 2020, they never opened again. They never opened. That was their end. So when such tough situations come, and there are so many in the business that we are in, there are so many. We do not have legislation. That's one. So you are there, and then you get to maybe say October, December, or January of a new year, and you're hearing that URA wants to introduce new taxes for e-commerce businesses. But we say we are paying VAT, we are paying income tax, we are paying trading license. We are retailers. Like, what more are we getting from e-commerce that we're going to be taxed? So the year has started. Because there are no concrete legal standards for this, we are there. There's doubt here, there's doubt there. An investor may push back for a moment because they are hearing some new things. Like, nobody wants to be in a system that is always changing. Yeah, in a system that's always changing, and then to some extent, because of the challenges that other people have had, we get people that want to invest in e-commerce, for example, and then they order from other existing online businesses, and then they get the opposite of what they ordered for. They've ordered for a pair of shoes, and then they get something else altogether, or they get a fake one.
Or different color, perhaps.
You get it? So themselves, they lose the trust that they had, and then they start wondering, will other people trust? Yeah, so really there is still a lot of confusion around the business, and I would say if anyone's not willing to go through whatever it may take to stay in it for the long haul and learn it and maybe improve the industry as a whole, they should not get it.
Certain things that you would wish to share with the public out there that you wouldn't really want to leave out in this particular line of your business?
So right now we are dealing mostly in durables and mostly appliances and electronics. But we find that there's a very big challenge when it comes to proper use and proper disposal of appliances. So, for example, you buy a blender, and then the blender breaks down within maybe a year or within a few months, and you say, but this blender, I bought a fake blender. This people maybe say they sell genuine blenders, but this one isn't, We get it that we find that the majority of the customers are not knowledgeable about proper use and application of these products. A blender, for example, is not supposed to run continuously for long. Not 3 minutes, not 4 minutes. You just run it for a short time, pause. If you need to continue, then you run it again. Some blenders can make smoothies, others cannot make smoothies. So you got to know which one. So what we are trying to do is to make sure that we teach people how to use these products properly, so that the products can last longer and they get the full value for their money. In cases where that the product has lived its lifespan and it can maybe no longer be repaired, we ask them to let us take those products so that we can have them disposed of properly. Some materials in appliances and electronics can be recycled and still used in manufacturing. So we make sure, we get those from them. And then for the other cases where, well, it still happens, however much we educate, still appliances break down. So what we are trying to do is to see that appliances can live longer. In all cases, you use right, so it lives longer. But if it breaks down, we get it, we refurbish it, then another person can buy it as a refurbished appliance. So your flat iron shouldn't be used 1 year or 2 years and then it's useless, and you give the people that just collect scrap. No, we get it. There are parts of it that are still usable. There are parts that can be added to it so that it functions right. So we do that so that at the end of the day there is little electronics waste going into the landfills, going into the lakes, and all of that. Yeah, those are some of the interventions that we are investing in.
Before we let you go, just getting to know how you've accommodated the other people who are not using the smartphones, who can't either afford them, that kind of class. How have you tried to accommodate them? And also, on the lighter note, how have the happy moments? Because I'm sure later on you just said those achievements, they come through the feedback from your clients. Like you say, you're good at WhatsApp. You're getting at least a good feedback that is coming through.
So, the people that do not use smartphones, those are very many. There are very many in Uganda. So one thing that we are working on together with our partners is to make sure that we set up booths up country. There is something that we're actively doing right now, so that there are places, we call them Kweli Experience Centers, a place with a screen and someone that has an internet connected phone. So a person can walk into any of those places, and then the agent at that place will help and show them what is available and place an order for them. Then they would receive that order within 24 hours. So really, in all, we are trying to make sure that every single person in Uganda and Africa at large at the end of the day is able to access a genuine appliance at a good price, irrespective of where they are and of what they do.
The happy moments?
The happy moments, wow. We started in the first month, in our very first month of receiving orders in 2019, we received 1 order. Second month, I think we received 2 orders. In the third month, we received 1 order, But we went through and, at some point we managed to do so much, so I cannot mention exactly how much. We managed to get so much, and then we got ahead, and last month we launched a mobile app. Previously it was just a website. So being able to launch a mobile app, which is quite a costly investment, that was one of our greatest milestones so far.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much, Mr. Kweli, for your time and helping you have the discipline as you go through this particular season of recovery. And not forgetting, once you have the money or you're planning to invest, this is the kind of program that you need to keep following up, getting the money, keeping it and growing it and registering those particular profits that come through. And it's been wonderful sitting down with Stephen, a young man, very ambitious, who is investing and venturing to this platform as far as e-commerce is concerned. One thing for sure that I really note out, he says you need to have the patience and the commitment. For the young entrepreneur out there who wants to venture and tap into this particular industry, you need to keep that in mind. My name is Sandra Kahunde. I had a wonderful time with you. From the entire team behind the scene, I wish you a beautiful day, and all you have to do is stay right here on UBC, the national broadcaster, to inspire you.